Okay, I get comments about why I wear a mask and change my voice. In short, to answer many of you, it's just something that I do that aesthetically pleases me and I like. Nothing more to it. We all play dress up. Some of you only do it for Halloween. I do it every week when I'm making YouTube videos. But the mask I want to talk about today is the one we wear when we want to hide our true feelings. Oftentimes, many of us do this when we suppress our thoughts or actions and hide our true authentic selves behind these metaphorical masks we wear. We want to appear nicer, better, more put together, more polite, more elegant in order to fit in with those around us. And while all this may appear good at first, wearing metaphorical masks do indeed contribute to a larger shadow self. We begin to lose our authenticity and ability to show people who we truly are. I'm going to show you the right balance in wearing masks so that you're not suppressing it, but rather creating. Namaste, Sacred Masters. I'm Dr. Iwas Yukehi, author of Shadow Work, Finding Your Light in Darkness, and I'm here to help you with your shadow work and manifesting questions to elevate your self-growth. So don't forget to subscribe for pick a card sessions, group of your numbers, and Yukehi vibrations, so that you don't miss on anything that can help you realize your full potential and find your light in the darkness. Today, we'll be talking about wearing masks, metaphorical masks. We all wear them. We want to be the cool guy, the funny one, an overachiever, a self-basher, an introvert, or social butterfly. These are defense mechanisms and behavioral patterns we unconsciously or consciously seek out for security and stability. We wear different masks to keep us from getting too hurt. For some, wearing masks might be hiding their own self-worth, and then they try to show that everything is under control. But when it's not in control, they turn out to people please all the time. And what happens is that they end up being treated in the same way or worse than they would do if they stopped wearing masks. And instead, worked on their self-worth so they don't need a mask. Wearing masks too much can make us close ourselves off from authentic relationships and unhealed shadow child wounds. Obviously, the trick is finding the balance. I get it. Being maskless, letting a true authentic self show is a scary and vulnerable thing to do. This is reserved for those who have done a lot of shadow work, as there are many people in our lives who are toxic and dangerous to show our real selves. Wearing metaphorical masks, some people find freedom in it. The German language, which I apologize for not being able to pronounce correctly, has a special word for the happiness this practice brings. It's called Maskenfreiheit. You can see this especially in large groups of people where people find happiness by losing their true identity, such as a church gathering, a rock concert for that matter. So, if you are happy, who am I to tell you otherwise? See, the problem with metaphorical masks is when it starts to become involuntary. We appear to come off as fake even though we do not realize it. Have you heard of the Pan Am smile, also known as the Botox smile? It is a name given to a fake smile which you can see in a lot of people working customer service when they put on fake smiles to hide how upset customers are making them. When we start to wear metaphorical masks involuntarily, we not only deny our true authentic selves, but it can be physically and emotionally draining. I get that a job or relationship can be very intense at times, and while you wear emotional masks to hide these extreme feelings, it can feel very unrewarding to hide away your feelings. Sure, you don't want to go on a postal rampage if you're angry. That's extremism. But not putting your authentic self into matters like love or job or two of the most important things in your life can make you feel drained and unsatisfied. Do you notice why in civilized cultures there are always higher rates of divorce and low rates of job satisfaction? It is because we play into the infinite number of cultural rules and social norms that we wear so many masks that we forget who we truly are. But look, wearing masks are not all bad. Wearing masks is good when it comes to protecting yourself from toxic people, not feeding into their energies by showing them how you feel. It is insane to think of how many people actually feed on negativity, and wearing masks may help you weed them out into pulling you into their dark world. But they do exist. In fact, I have a whole video on dealing with toxic people you can find on the link above or description box below. Wearing masks can also be good, like teaching your children how to set good examples. You may be tired and frustrated. You may have pulled an all-nighter and just want to go to bed just as the sun rises, but in comes the gardener with his loud leaf-blowing machine. Many people will immediately start to curse, but if you have a child around, wearing masks to show how grateful you are that somebody's making the garden look nice and how you respect that person for having a job are good things we can show and set example for our kids. There's always a good and bad to everything. Like the law of neutrality states, it is all about finding balance and healing when your inner self becomes imbalanced. So, since this is a shadow work channel, let me give you some tips on how you can use shadow work to live your life wearing masks voluntarily and in much healthier ways. There are 3 main rules that you can do. The first is to take a break. Take a break from everything and give yourself some time to connect with yourself. You'll be surprised at how much energy is needed in order to wear a mask and maintain your identity, be it at work or even in a relationship. Make sure that whatever you are doing it by yourself so you're not pressured into fitting within a cultural constraint or social norm. Just be by yourself and do something that connects. It is a very freeing experience. You can take a walk in nature. You can meditate. The key is to release yourself from constraint. For me, when I take a break, I try to learn something new. Lately, I've been studying on electrical engineering and vortex mathematics so I can understand body frequencies better in the radionics machine I use for you in my UKE vibrations. But you don't have to do that. Whatever you can do to feel that sense of freedom to be an authentic you is what you have to do. You want a massage? Do it. A simple, long, hot bath? Do it. Indulge in a guilty pleasure. Do childlike activities. The important thing is that this is the time for yourself. The second one is a little tricky and possibly even scary. Learn to remove your mask around those you trust and love the most. Kids are very great at doing that. At school, they appear to be well put together, well behaved, but when they come home, they throw their things everywhere and make a mess, leaving you in a confused state when the teachers are praising them about how they are in school, and you think you're walking into a different alternate reality. But the reason why they do it is because they feel safe with you. They feel emotionally safe to take off their mask at home versus out at school. You can learn to nurture your shadow child by removing your mask around those you trust and love. Remember, your relationship is doomed anyway if you cannot be who you are. If you mask up 24 hours a day for someone, there is a problem in the relationship. We all need relationships that we can be ourselves and for people to love us for who we are. You can tell who these people are by making a list of the top 3 people you spend your time with the most and learn to slowly remove a mask one at a time. Authentic relationships create happiness and satisfaction. Without them, we are prone to depression and loneliness. The third rule in removing your mask is knowing who the real authentic you is. Now, this can be terrifying because obviously you don't want people to see traits in you such as anger, hostility, or even sadness. So, before removing your mask, try to do some shadow work. Because when you know who the real you is and you don't like it, see it as a good thing. See it as a way to make some positive changes and do some inner work with yourself and shadow child. If you are angry at someone, instead of thinking, I'm going to show my true self, try to see where these feelings are coming from instead. The anger is still there, but you're not repressing it, but rather accepting it, and from there, you can understand how to approach the situation better. I always remember a saying from a friend of mine who works as a bodyguard for celebrities. He said in his observations, anger lowers your intelligence. Repressed anger can make a man do stupid things. Allow self-acceptance into your life. Research has shown self-acceptance can lower anxiety and protect your uncontrolled moods. As you begin to remove one mask at a time, take the time to work on each one before moving on to the other. You'll find as you do this shadow work, you begin to experience higher and higher states of liberation and happiness. So, tell me today, Make an affirmation to yourself. What is a mask that you wear the most often and you are willing to take off? What authentic side of you are you willing to share with the world? Comment below and tell me. It really starts with small acts of courage like this that helps taking the next step easier. If you are finding it hard to take off your mask, even if it's one at a time, consider that you may have built up too much emotional walls. This may be the first step for you instead of taking off mask. In which case, I want you to watch this video and see how shadow work can help you break down these walls. I'll see you in that video. Namaste.